What is there even to say anymore?
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. I'm Stacey Gotsoulias, and with me, as always, is my producer, Steve Granado. Steve.
Yeah. Tough weekend, man. Tough weekend. That's for sure. I thought that rainout was going to no, nothing. Hey, welcome to the show. Of course, we've been teasing it over the last couple of days here on Locked On Yankees, but we have a really big announcement, a new way to interact with the show. That's coming up a little bit later on, so stick around for our final segment today. Of course, it's Monday, so it's Miners Monday. As always, we're going to kind of dial it back a little bit and talk a little bit about Florial and Peraza. You know, those, should they be called up? But we're going to have a whole discussion about that a little bit later on. And of course, talk about some of the shortstop options here in the Yankee system. But first, Stacey, Yankees swept over the weekend here by the Boston Red Sox in rather convincing fashion as well. It wasn't as tight as you would want them, even if you were going to lose all three. I'm going to ask you flat out, Stace. Do you have any hope for this team?
Not right now. And I'm usually positive, but no, not right now. It's just.
What do you mean by that? Like why right now? Why are you kind of stipulating right now?
Because as long as Judge isn't on the team, they're not going to do anything. And it's ridiculous that one person is affecting the team this much. They've completely fallen apart in his absence. It's unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this, because even in 2019, when they lost 30 different guys, they didn't have this problem. I don't understand. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen. It's not fun watching them right now. And we don't know when he's coming back. We don't know what's going on with him. And they're just falling farther and farther back. I mean, the division is done. I'll say that right now. It's done. There's no way they can come back in the division. I thought they could earlier, like mid-May, when they were like picking things up, because it's still early in the season. But if they're going to be playing like this without Aaron Judge, there's no way. We might not even be able to watch them get the wild card at this point with the way they're playing. They're just tumbling down. It's sad.
I mean, look, teams lose their superstar. I mean, Ronald Acuna Jr. was out, and the Braves
still won the World Series.
Yeah. So it's not like this hasn't happened before to other teams, and other teams go through this all the time, right?
Yes.
I think what, to your point, is it's not even, I feel like the anecdote of night and day doesn't even begin to describe the differences with and without Aaron Judge.
It's insane.
It's bizarre. It really is bizarre.
Yeah.
I think you're also at the point where it's not helping that Rizzo isn't swinging well still. Like that shouldn't go overlooked.
Right.
But it is, again, I can't even think of a simile that makes sense, because night and day, black and white doesn't work. They're not different enough.
Yeah.
Because it's not even Jekyll Hyde.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe it, because it's so different. And I don't know how one player can affect a baseball team. I can understand a basketball team. I can understand hockey. Your first line center is out. And, I understand that now you don't have any offense. But look, you still got Stanton. You still got Rizzo. Like, you still got guys that are ostensibly good hitters.
But they're not
not
hitters.
hitting.
Yeah.
And look, I know there's something to be said about protection in the lineup, and it gets you better pitches. I get all that. But these are still major league hitters. Like, we're not talking about a high school team that has lost their star player. You're talking about a Major League Baseball team.
Yeah.
And to be fair, on paper, a pretty darn good one.
Like, if you look at the lineup, yes, there's Jake Bauers in there, Billy McKinney's in there, but you have Gleyber Torres, Giancarlo Stanton, Anthony Rizzo. Like, any other team had those
should
three
be enough
guys
to carry your offense.
Yes. It's astounding to me how bad this team is right now. And like you said, it is beyond the difference of night and day. It's almost like Mercury to Pluto, the old planet alignment. Just extremely hot to like so cold. It's like way out in the distance. You can't even see it. It's ridiculous. I've never seen anything like this. And have I? No, I haven't. And I've been watching the Yankees for 40 years. I've never seen a team fall apart like this just by losing one guy. It's
just
unbelievable.
One guy. And look, yes, no Bader's not there. We get that. We understand that. but it is very strange. Stacey, Sunday 4-1 game 2 loss for the Yankees that ended up sealing the sweep. Sevy, I wouldn't say struggled hardcore, but he certainly still hasn't found his stuff.
No, he has not. He was able, I saw he dialed it up to 98 a couple times. He dialed it up to 98 to strike out, I believe. Was it Ref Snyder? I can't remember who it was. But just, you can't afford for Luis Severino to be okay when the offense isn't doing anything.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he would have had to thrown a shutout. So, I mean, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And yes, Rizzo got robbed. Jaron Duran made that ridiculous catch in the corner there. I mean, props to that catch.
I know the one time he hits the ball, it's like, oh, it's over 400 feet. And it's in that stupid triangle in that stupid ballpark. And I don't care what people in Boston say. It's not America's ballpark. It's a park. It's a dump. Come at me. Come at me. I've been there. It's a dump. Okay. Thank you.
I've been there too. Not the most comfortable wooden seats that are 100 years old. Hey, the offense was bad. If you didn't pick up on that, 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position. They just couldn't get anything going with runners on, just not even in scoring position, just runners on.
Yeah.
So it's tough right now. The Sunday game 1, it started off nicely. Glaber with the 2-run bomb
that he dedicated to his dad. It was really sweet. It's like, oh, it's Father's Day.
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah, there was some good stuff. There was a good moment or two. Tommy Kahnle looked okay. Hey, there's good stuff here. Hey, I did also like a little bit out of Clark Schmidt before he ran into the 6th there, or in the 5th, sorry. I thought he had some pretty good lateral movement. His cutter was moving nicely. His knuckle curve was moving really nicely. And then it kind of just backed up on him a little bit there in the 5th inning. And then that ended up being his undoing. 4 2/3, 5 hits, 2 earned, 3 walks, and 3 Ks. I think he may have been pulled a batter too early, maybe. But hey, he lost 6-2, so it didn't really matter much.
Yeah.
Michael King, that pitch to Connor Wong, I don't think was very bad. Was a breaking ball down and in that was off of the plate, out of the strike zone, and Connor Wong just went down and got it. A guy that doesn't do that a whole bunch, and he just went down and got that. But his pitches to Alex Verdugo and Justin Turner were terrible. So that was the undoing right there. A rare L for Michael King.
Yeah, with his dad in the ballpark. What a bummer.
Yeah, tough. A rare L, both in the literal sense for Michael King, but also in the hyperbolic sense.
Yes.
So yeah, that 6-2 loss for game 1 ended up sealing the series loss. But the Friday night blowout, Stacey, I mean, do you want to get into it? 15-5?
Not really. I mean, at least they scored 5.
Yeah. Hey, Matt Crook made his MLB debut and then gave up a grand slam to Justin Turner.
Oh, poor Crookie.
Poor Crookie, man. Poor Crookie's a nice guy.
It's so unfair. They finally put him in a game and that happens. Like, what? Yeah. It's just the way the season's going, really.
Yeah. Well, what's weird about this season, Stace, is there have been some moments, and again, I know it's because Judge is in the lineup apparently, and that's the only thing that matters now. But I mean, this season has been a roller coaster.
Oh.
And it's weird because there are other teams in Major League Baseball that you would think it would be a roller coaster for them, but it's been just like downhill the whole time, right?
Yeah.
Like the Cardinals, it's just been downhill the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, the Dodgers didn't have a good weekend. I think they're spiraling a little bit as well, but yeah, it is. It's just, man, the
Pirates are spiraling again because I mean, they ended April 20-8, 20-9, and ever since they've just been really up and down, but mostly down. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, they're getting their City Connects this week though, so it's cool. But yeah, it just like the highs are I don't want to say they're necessarily like really high, but the highs are really sustainable, it feels. And then boom, it's gone, right? Yeah. It's just off a cliff.
Like a free fall ride.
Yes, that is what it feels like. It's like that guy on TikTok. Have you seen that like ride operator on TikTok that acts
he acts like and then he drops them. That's so messed up. It's 200 feet.
That's what this Yankees. That's what the Yankees season is. It's like, oh wait, it isn't working. Judge breaks his foot.
Boom. Yeah.
We do want to send our hearts out to Tanner Houck. That was a very scary moment on Friday.
Really scary.
Game. Yeah. I was really, weirdly enough, was just thinking about how we haven't really seen that lately. And,
and especially with how hard guys throw and how hard guys hit the ball. Yeah, it's always scary when a ball comes back like that, but oof.
Yeah. You never want to see it. So hopefully he feels better. He seemed to be okay in the moment. but hopefully nothing too bad here. So we send our hearts out to Red Sox Nation. Stace, some injuries. Bader was supposed to come back on the weekend. He said he wasn't feeling 100% on that hammy. So he's supposed to come back on Tuesday.
Yeah, he texted Boone either today, was it today, and said he'd be ready for Tuesday. Like he's feeling a lot better and he'd be ready for Tuesday.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. Hopefully. Judge got a different shot on his great toe, the old great toe, on Thursday. MLB trade rumors. This isn't full stock what anybody's saying here, but MLB trade rumors was thinking maybe mid-July for Judge. Mid-July? That's a month.
That's bad.
That's bad.
All-Star break. That's bad.
Yes, that's post All-Star break.
Yeah, that's like I said. That free fall is going to be even worse.
Yeah, exactly. Carlos Rodon, this is good news, is going to be rehabbing with Somerset on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So that's wonderful news.
Yeah, not just BP or not just like throwing to guys, like actually in a game. So if you get to Somerset, you can see Carlos Rodon.
Or throwing at guys.
Oh yeah.
Either.
Right.
Poor Willie Calhoun. And then Ian Hamilton pitched on Sunday, went an inning with 2 strikeouts, also gave up a double. So that's good news. Not that the Yankees need a ton of help in the bullpen.
I know we need offense. Can Ian Hamilton hit? If he can hit, let's bring him up right now.
Get him a bat. Get him a bat. Oh man, it's brutal, man. It's brutal. I gotta let us know how you're feeling. This is the locked on therapy session again.
Yeah.
So drop your comments.
Usually I'm trying to be the positive person here, but I can't. Not after this weekend. I can't. I'm so sorry, guys. I've lost it.
I thought we had hit rock bottom already.
Yeah, no. We're still I don't think we're still there. I think there's still time before they hit rock bottom.
There's still more bottoms of those rocks.
Yep.
Let us know. Vent in the comment section here on YouTube. Of course, you can always drop your questions for Fan Mail Friday down there as well. The Yanks get Monday off. Man, they need all these off days they can get, and they're going to get another one here on Monday. They're going to start the series with the Mariners starting on Tuesday. You can catch that series on Sirius XM. We got to talk about the minor leagues. Let's talk about the top performers in the system when we come back.
For a championship team, it's all about making sure every player is a perfect fit. It's the same when it comes to your vehicle. Every part needs to fit just right. So the next time you need parts and accessories, head to eBay Motors. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, you can be sure every part you need fits right the first time around. Just add your ride to My Garage and look for the green check to know the part will fit, or your money back. Because just like in sports, confidence is the name of the game when you shop on eBay Motors. And with over 122 million parts to choose from, you'll be back in the game in no time. After all, it's easy to bring home a win when the right parts are guaranteed. Get the right parts, the right fit, and the right prices on ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, back now on Locked On Yankees. Coming up on Tuesday, that's tomorrow's show. Can the Yankees save their season by making some trades? We're going to see if there's anybody out there, and we're going to pitch some trades out to you folks. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it, whether you're on audio or you're on video here on YouTube. Stacy, the Yankees have a log jam as far as their minor league system is concerned in the middle infield. And one of those pieces is Trey Sweeney, a guy that does not get enough talk when it comes to just talking about Yankees baseball. Trey Sweeney, who, full disclosure, I watched and covered in college summer ball in 2020 while he was in the Coastal Plain League. And that was like when his career took off, was during that summer. He is swinging it well right now. Had a really good week against the Altoona Curve, had a massive go-ahead homer on Sunday in the 7th inning, a 2-run shot that gave the Somerset Patriots the lead. He also homered on Saturday night. Big week against Altoona, as I said, 6-game set, went 9 for 26, 3 bombs, 4 runs, and 8 driven in. And I wanted to use this as a springboard, Stace. We do this on occasion on Miners Monday, where we talk about this kind of like what the Yankees' future plans might be. And this is one aspect where really feel they need to figure it out. And they kind of need to figure it out relatively soon, if not this season, if not within the next month and a half.
Mhm.
So what are the Yankees going to do with all these shortstops, right? It looks like Sweeney might eventually move to third.
Mm.
I like him at third more than short, especially considering the strength up the middle in the Yankees system. But what would you do, Stace, with all these shortstops? You got Volpe, you got Oswald, Peraza. You can even throw Oswaldo Cabrera into that conversation if you wanted to, and Trey Sweeney. That's 4 potentially legit major league shortstops once their careers really start going. What would you do with them right now?
This is a tough one because I feel like it's hard to say that you want to bring someone up like the Peraza thing. Like I would love for Peraza to come up. But the only place I can see him right now would be third because they're not going to send Volpe down. Because I feel like Glaber, everyone jokes about how they want to trade Glaber and they should trade Glaber, but right now he's one of the only people hitting on the team, and I don't think they want to do that. In the distant future, I mean, would I love to see Volpe Peraza up the middle? Yes, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. I feel like with Cabrera, the reason the Yankees were having him play so many positions was probably because of this logjam, and they figured, all right, let's see if he could do other stuff, and he can play the outfield. It's so annoying that they have 4 legitimate guys in that one position when you need guys in other positions. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It just feels like there's too many. I don't know what the Yankees are doing with.
I mean, it's great to have shortstops. It's
Sure.
always great because they're, in theory, the most athletic player on the field.
Yeah.
They, in theory, can play multiple infield positions, if up to 3, right? Potentially 4 if you really wanted them to play first base. That's potential, but that's not typically a regular move.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can always move someone to third. You can always move someone to second. But I can't really foresee a future where Sweeney, Cabrera, Peraza, Volpe are on the Yankees.
Oh, right. All on the Yankees. Right. Yeah. No,
I can't.
I don't see it
just
either.
can't foresee that.
Mm-mm.
So if you had to move one of them, Stace, which I think this kind of broadens to a larger topic that we'll probably get into tomorrow with our trade talk, hit subscribe so you don't miss that. But I think if the Yankees are in this season, which right now I don't know, I think they're at an inflection point with that.
Yeah.
If they're in this season and they want to go in and get a piece, clearly one of these guys is gonna be a piece to move to get something bigger. And in that, I'm saying Peraza or Sweeney.
I feel like
Volpe,
it's
they
gonna be
do not
Peraza.
want to move.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be Peraza. I really do.
And Peraza's way closer.
Yeah.
Sweeney's 2 years away, 3 years away, maybe.
Yeah. But it just annoys me because they kept Peraza, they kept Volpe. You know, they made the trades that they made last year with all the pitchers and stuff. They didn't make certain trades because they didn't want to attach those guys into the trades. And I just feel bad that Peraza's the odd man out, or so it seems.
Yeah, I think if they don't move them, they are looking to the future. If they move one of them for a guy who has like 2 years or a year, they're clearly all in this season.
Yeah.
Which again, I don't know if is smart to be all in this season, just considering how rocky it's been. But hey, let us know in the comment section. We asked you guys at the beginning of the season who you would move, who would you keep, and you all were vast majority were in favor of Volpe staying and Peraza leaving. I'm curious if that has changed. We're going to talk about Oswald Peraza here in just a second. Stace, on Miners Monday, we always like to talk about the top performers of the week. Of course, we did that with Trey Sweeney, but I also like to get my unranked guys. You know, you got a soft spot for the unranked guys. And I want to talk about another unranked guy, TJ Rumfield, with the Somerset Patriots this week. I've been watching this guy here for the last couple seasons. He hasn't been swinging great this season, but the pop, when it's there, man, it is something. Last week and a half to midway last week, homered in 5 straight games. 6 straight hits were home runs from TJ Rumfield. Before that stretch, he had 7 home runs on the season.
Wow.
Crazy. So TJ Rumfield, he's my unranked pick of the week. I I love them. I love the grittiness of unranked guys. They're not getting the love, but here on Locked On Yankees, we're here to give them the love. Don't forget, TJ Rumfield was acquired in a trade back in November of 2021. So prior to the 22 season, which of course is when he was started getting on my radar, and now we're keeping an eye on him. So TJ Rumfield, another guy, just one of those unranked guys that are trying to sneak their way in. Your Aaron Polenskis of the world. Love watching it. Love seeing these guys succeed. Stace, I wanted to have another quick conversation. We've talked about Florial this season. We had a whole conversation on why he hasn't been called up. He is smoking hot. And like earlier than he was last season, he hit a stride roughly around this time. It was late June into early July. So he's a couple weeks ahead of that track from last season. He had a 14-game hit streak that ended on June 8th. Then he started an 8-gamer on June 10th, so just 2 days later. He had a 35-game on-base streak snapped on Sunday, which heartbreaking. He ended up going 0 for 5. He was the last out of the game on Sunday. So the big thing with Florial is the strikeout rate, right?
Right.
It is still 30 to 31%. That has been the case throughout his AAA career. That is the case this season. It's like 30.8 or 30.9 or something like that. So it's right on par with what he has done. That strikeout rate is almost identical to Jake Bauers and Kyle Higashioka in the majors right now. So that's where we kind of get to, do you want, you're going to get the strikeouts. You know that's there.
Yeah.
Is as I like to say, the juice worth the squeeze? Stacey, the juice worth the squeeze right now for you with Florial?
I feel like it is. They have to do something. They have to inject something into the lineup. I mean, everyone's striking out. I mean, Jake Bauers swung at a pitch at his shoe tops by Bayo on Sunday night, and I was just like, "What? That ball was never a strike. Why are you swinging at that?" Yeah. So, when people complain about all the strikeouts, I'm like, everyone else is striking out just almost as much. Like,
Well, he is. It's higher. It is higher.
Yeah.
And 30% is nothing to sniff at. Like sure. It's like 9 to 10 points higher than the team average on the Yankees. So it is a fault. And to be fair, it's not getting better.
Right.
Like it's not like, oh, he's
that just might be his.
That's just how he is. It's just how he is.
Like Adam Dunn. Was it Adam Dunn that struck out? Who struck out a lot and hit a lot of home runs? Was Adam Dunn? Wasn't he like a 3-outcome player?
Josh Hamilton.
Guys like that. Yeah. Because I feel like Florial, yes, he strikes out a lot, but like you need to give him a chance and play him more so you can see some of the pop that he has, because it's just, there's no life in this team right now. They need something to happen to give them a little bit of life.
If you're thinking of calling up Peraza, right now he's in a cold spell. He's striking out a 14.9% rate, which is good. He's having a good season overall. He was incredible in May, and he has been cold here in the month of June. But of his 9 hits in June, 4 of them have gone for extra bases. So when he does hit it, he's hitting it hard. It's just not falling realistically for him. The Yankees are pretty much in a bind as far as trying to get these guys to the majors. Cabrera's likely to be the move once Bader comes back on Tuesday. And after that, you have to DFA somebody, which I don't think the Yankees are going to want to do for Peraza or Florial at this point. So it's very tough right now because there are just no position player options at the major league level. There just isn't. And yes, the Yankees need to do something, but they don't want to lose people.
Right.
That's a problem too with injuries, is you're going to have to lose Jake Bauers, or at least potentially, because they got to go on waivers. You could potentially lose Willie Calhoun. You can lose Billy McKinney. And those are tough pills to swallow when guys inevitably get hurt. So what do you think? Should they get called up? Should they just take a flyer and say, put Bauers on waivers and say a prayer? What do you think? Let us know in the comments section. Coming up next, as we've teased, we got a big announcement. Stacy, we're going to reward everybody for sticking around here because we have a great announcement. Big announcement. Do you want to do the honors, or should I?
You can do the honors.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You're so kind. Stacy, we have a brand new way for our fans to interact with the show. It's called subtext. And now this sounds like an ad, and you know what, to be frank, it kind of is, but it isn't. Like, it's not an ad break. We're actually talking about this. Yeah. So subtext is a platform that you can subscribe to, and it directly helps us run the show. And what it is you sign up with your phone, put your phone number in, and you can text us. Stacy and I, it's us running the show. And you can ask us questions. You can drop in. We'll text you back occasionally. And we'll have this whole literal one-on-one where you're talking directly to us. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Just be nice.
Just be nice. That's all we're asking.
Yeah.
So what do you get with this? So there's a link in the episode description. You can go down there to find more information, but we're just going to tell you what it is flat out and what our plans are with this. And it's going to evolve and that kind of thing. One of the big things you're going to be getting from these text messages that we're sending you. And again, we're not going to bombard you here with just a million texts over and over. Well, it's like texting a friend about the Yankees. We're going to be sending you roster moves and what those the explanations for those types of moves. So, for instance, Oswald Cabrera was optioned to Scranton Wilkes-Barre while Bader gets activated from his rehab assignment. That's the likely move. Why is that happening? Because, well, Cabrera is the only one that has options. That's why you'll get that information immediately. You don't have to wait for tomorrow's show to get that info. Stacy's going to be sending you guys occasional in-game thoughts, 1 or 2 a game, just like, hey, have you noticed that Clark Schmidt's knuckle curve looks really nice tonight? Keep watching for that. Maybe he goes to that. Or, you know what? Clark Schmidt's been throwing his cutter a little bit more lately. Keep your eye on that moving forward. So you'll get that from Stacy. One big one, as we keep getting more and more Fan Mail Friday questions, you get Fan Mail Friday priority. So you can send us your fan mail questions through text. You don't have to go into the YouTube comments anymore. You can just send them to us. So this is great for our audio listeners who don't watch on the YouTube side. You guys have a great opportunity to get your fan mail questions in way easier. They pop up to you in the middle of the day at work. You go, oh yeah, maybe I should text Steve and Stace. There you go. We have our number now. You can also pitch segments and show ideas. And of course, as you know, we go in the YouTube comments all the time to pull those types of things. And now, again, you guys get priority for doing that. And your texts can get on the show, which is maybe the coolest thing. I think of all this is you are part of this show now in a way that you couldn't be before, in a way that you have a way quicker and direct line. Because, hey, sometimes our comments have 60, 70 comments in there and things get lost. And there is no way they'll get lost now in our phone. Like they get texted directly to us. If we're at home, if I'm on the toilet, it goes right to me. So that's subtext. I think this is going to be cool for a lot of people, Stace. And you know what's even cooler? 14-day trial. So there's no commitment. It's a 14-day trial. You can see how this thing is going to run. We're going to start it today. So you can go in to the episode description. There's a link there. It's called Subtext, and you can sign up. It's $4.99 a month once you go through your 14-day trial. But check it out for 2 weeks. If you don't like it, cancel us. It's fine. It's cool. That's fine. If we're not your jive, then we're not your jive. But I said jive like it's 1965. But this is a great way for the everydayers to support us because this money goes directly to Stacy and myself. I'm excited.
I am too. This is going to be fun. And I promise I won't curse in the texts.
As much as you want to.
As much as I want to these days, I won't.
Yeah. And this would be a great way for you guys to get frustration off your chest and be like, why is Willie Calhoun leading off? Or, why is Jake Bauers batting cleanup? What's happening? Now you guys have a direct way to talk to us. And I think that's really, really cool. So if you're interested, we highly recommend it. We're going to be learning together. Obviously, we're starting this. So we'll see how this all works. We'll be doing this stuff with you guys, and you guys will be the early adopters. I think this is great for the everydayers, really, because you guys are the ones that are most passionate, and I know you guys watch this every day, and now you can talk to us every day. Isn't that cool? That's cool. Again, that's in the episode description. We hope you'll sign up, and again, it starts today. So the second you sign up, again, it's a 14-day trial. You'll get a text right away from us. Says, hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
Welcome.
And of course, you can direct questions to, hey, Stacy, by the way, where'd you get that hat? And then you go, here's the link. Boom. Done. So do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the Fan Mail Friday thing is the best part because now you just get the priority and skip the line. It's like getting Fast Pass at Disney, right?
Basically, that's what it is. Or like online ordering at a restaurant, you skip the line, you just pick it up.
Yeah, skip the line. Yeah, check in on Yelp before you leave.
Yeah.
That's basically what you get with this. And of course, the roster moves, that's going to be killer. Trust me, killer. Again, you don't have to wait for the show the next day. Okay, that's going to do it for today's Locked On Yankees. Of course, the Mariners series starts on Tuesday on Sirius XM. We're going to do trade targets on tomorrow's show, Stay. So get ready for that. Hit that subscribe button. That's going to do it for us today. I'm Steve Granato.
And I'm Stacey Gatsoulias. We'll see you tomorrow.